So there was this conversation happening on Twitter, and I noticed that it kind of garnered a lot of attraction, and loads of people were talking about it. And basically this Twitter discussion, if you may call it, I noticed that they actually showcased a brighter version of the image where we get to see Ben, Darius and Kenji walking away from the forest fire in the Season 4 trailer, and more specifically walking away from the Therizinosaurus. But when you zoom in onto Ben's stomach, and you up the brightness a little bit, you can actually see that he has a very ghastly wound that Kenji is also holding. So taking a look at that, I decided to go back to the Season 4 trailer and investigate just a little bit further, and that's why we have today's video. Yes, the title. Does Ben die in Jurassic World Chaos Theory Season 4? Well, in today's video we're going to go ahead and discuss that possibility, so if you haven't already done so, do consider subscribing to the channel, as when Season 4 of Chaos Theory does drop, we'll have plenty of content for you to enjoy. But for now, I just wanted to make this short, quick video just to discuss this as a possibility, because it's been on my mind for quite some time now. So what do we actually see from this image? Well, in the trailer, if you kind of slow it down, you can see that these three guys are walking away from the Therizinosaurus and away from the burning fire hazard that's going on behind them, and they are walking towards the girls. So if we were to imagine this scene in our heads, it makes sense for them to kind of walk from the tree line towards the girls who are waiting for them on the other side, but it's clear that they may have got into some kind of altercation, and with the Therizinosaurus following very closely behind, I think it's safe to say that they may have got into an altercation with the Therizinosaurus as they try to get away from the fire. Now, as we know, the Therizinosaurus is partially blind and it does use echolocation, so if it did hear these campers walking in its vicinity, even if it is trying to get to the Biosyn HQ, it would have definitely swung its arms about trying to kill them, because as we know from Dominion, it's very territorial. And if that were to be the case with the Therizinosaurus just wildly swinging its claws around, that would explain why the wound looks like it's a very deep red colour. That's because it is probably a very deep laceration in Ben's stomach, which means that he is probably bleeding out quite heavily, and so much so to the point where he needs the two other guys to carry him through the blazed forest. So that alone already gets us very concerned, but then we add up some other details. The showrunner, Scott Creamer, confirmed in an article that not everyone makes it out unscathed. Now, the word unscathed doesn't necessarily mean death, it just means uninjured, if that's even a word, uninjured, you know what I mean. But he does say that they aren't going to make it out unscathed. Now, if Ben miraculously somehow survives this, that means he is definitely going to have a very, very ghastly wound, judging by what we can see in this one photo from the trailer. And that would actually pair up as to what Scott Creamer meant by not everyone is making it out unscathed. And then we also have to take into consideration here that Chaos Theory Season 4 is the last of this series. We had 5 seasons of Camp Cretaceous, 4 seasons of Chaos Theory, and we don't even know if there's going to be anything else after Chaos Theory for the Nublar 6. So this may very well be the end of the Nublar 6 in the canon timeline, but I'm not ruling out them maybe appearing in some other canonical appearances later down the line. But as for the Nublar 6, this is the greatest opportunity right now to kill someone off and have it well written. This is probably the only opportunity they've had. Sure, we had a fake out with Sammy in Season 3 of Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, but we never really got that feeling or emotion because we kind of knew these kids, they are kids, they have to escape. But now in Chaos Theory, they are between the ages of 21 and 24 years old. So this may be the last time we actually see the Nublar 6, which means it's a great opportunity to actually kill someone off and make it feel like it was deserved rather than forced. And as I said, I went back to the trailer to identify a few things, and I noticed that Ben doesn't appear in any of the latter sequences in that trailer. And since we kind of know the timeline alignment with Jurassic World Dominion, we assume the latter sequences of this trailer to be during the nighttime sequences, and also the times where we get to see them in the Biosyn HQ at night, because that's around the time that the final battle in Dominion happens or just after it. And every single scene with that, we do not see Ben anywhere. Everyone else is accounted for besides Ben. We have Brooklyn, Darius, Sammy, Yaz, even Kenji. but I do not see Ben anywhere in those latter sequences in the trailer. Okay, just quickly jumping in here. Actually, in the same image where we have Kenji and Brooklyn together, I just noticed off to the right, you can see Ben with his eyes shut and seems very lifeless. So make of that what you will, but it doesn't look good for Ben. So with that all being said, what do I personally think? Well, honestly, I don't think that they have the balls to kill him off. Like, he's a lovable character. We've literally just met his girlfriend Gia as well, and we know that he has more people around him who love him. So honestly, I don't think that they're going to have the balls to kill him off, but if they were to, I will applaud them, because I think this is a great way and great opportunity to finally kill someone off and not have it feel like they're just escaping death every corner. But again, realistically, I don't think they are going to do that just because of how loved every one of the new Blast 6 is and how loved Ben is as well. With the way that they just set him up throughout Season 1, 2 and 3, I just don't see it happening in Season 4 unfortunately. But I will admit that they are probably going to do a very believable fake out death for Ben, and if they do that, I would actually be relatively okay with it. Feels like that they may get the payoff, it just depends how they go ahead with doing such a thing, because after all, Ben is a fantastic character, he deserves to be in the show and he deserves to be alive, but alternatively, he also is probably one of the few characters you could kill off with a strong emotional impact. Yes, there are technically 6 main characters here, but very few of them you could probably kill off with the same impact. If you were to kill off Brooklyn, she kinda had it coming. If you were to kill off Darius, he's the main character, so people will probably be more annoyed. Kenji, I guess you might be able to have that because of the way that he kind of felt towards his parents, or more specifically his father, but then you have the other 2 girls where, you know, it doesn't really seem like they could have any emotional impact if they were to die, so the only one left after that is Ben. And I feel as though with everything that we've seen, everything that we've heard about Season 4, there is a good chance that Ben may actually not make it out alive. But again, personally speaking, just by judging all of these animated shows that I've watched throughout my time of doing YouTube videos on Camp Cretaceous and Chaos Theory, I just don't think they're going to have the balls to do that. But I could also be wrong. So I'm interested to know what you guys think. Head on down to the comments and be sure to let me know. Is this laceration deep enough for him to bleed out and die? And would you be sad if Ben was to not make it out alive in Season 4? Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy, and subscribe if you're new around here, but most importantly, make sure you're all staying safe out there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hey, did you enjoy the video? Well, why not leave a like and subscribe for more Jurassic content? I appreciate every single one of you for reaching this point into the video and supporting me this far. If you wish to support me even further, then feel free to head on down to the description where you can find links to donate, my Patreon, and you can also press that join button to become a member here on YouTube and gain access to some awesome emojis. A massive thank you to all of the YouTube members for this month, as well as the amazing fans over on Patreon too. Your extra bit of support really goes a long way. But for now, I wish you a great rest of your day.